Hi guys, it's your girl Ren and welcome to my channel. So I am going to do a quick video on how to become a registered midwife in Jamaica. I've been getting this question a lot, and quite a few persons even inboxed me to ask me, like, hey, I see you out there doing your thing and I'd like to know how I could go about becoming a registered midwife. So for persons who do not know, a registered midwife is someone who has completed a midwifery program and is registered or licensed by the licensing body in that particular country. For Jamaica, it is the Nursing Council of Jamaica. So basically, a registered midwife would be a person who has completed a midwifery course or the stipulated midwifery course and then acquired their license to practice as a registered midwife in that country. So let us just get right into the video. So being a midwife is one of those professions where you have to be sure that that's what you want to do. It has to be a passion. It has to be something where you're set on and you are sure that, yeah, this is what I want to do. Because honestly, I'm not going to even go around it. Being a midwife, it's very fulfilling, but at the same time, it's hard work, and it's something that you definitely have to have a passion for. You have to come into this profession knowing that you're doing it for all the right reasons, because if you're not doing it for the right reasons, you can end up hurting people. You can end up being a liability to the profession rather than an asset. So I would just like to put that out there. It's a very fulfilling profession, and it's a profession that I'm really honored to be a part of it. I'm really honored to be a registered midwife. But just a disclaimer, it's a lot of hard work, and it's something that I believe you have to be called to do. Yes, so the first step, or the first point that I would put in terms of becoming a registered midwife, or how to become a registered midwife, would be pray about it, right? I believe that you should talk to God about it, pray and ask God, if this is where you really should be, if this is what you really should be doing. You should be entering into the profession or wanting to become a midwife for all the right reasons. And one of the reasons should not be just because, oh, I love babies, because a lot of times persons will believe that, because they're a midwife, it's all about, babies. But yes, that's a part of the job where, you interact with babies, you will deliver babies and all of that. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of the patients that we deal with. They come with a lot of issues and social issues and, conflict and attitude and, everything. So you have to pray and, ask God, make sure you're ready to take on what you think you're ready to take on, right? So that is number one. Number two, just being practical. You say you want to become a midwife, you want to know how. Obviously, you will have to go through training and this training is offered at the University of Technology. I didn't do mine at UTech. When I was doing my midwifery school, I did it at the Kingston School of Nursing, but they're now offering the program at UTech. So you know how that goes. It's at that level, and you will definitely have to figure out the financial part of it, right? So normally, where the midwifery program is concerned at UTech, just for tuition, you can end up, it maybe runs you up to probably $400,000 per year just for the tuition. So you have to have a plan and know where you're going to get the funds from to, fund your program. And you have various means of funding the program. You can use funds from your savings, because hey, maybe you've always wanted to do midwifery and you decided that, hey, I'm going to put down some money, I'm going to save up for this program. So you can take money from your own savings. Also, there is an option to take out a student loan. I know a lot of persons don't really want to take out a student loan, but sometimes when you have a goal or you have an aim in life, you just have to do what you have to do, right? So there's student loan. You can also apply for scholarships, and there are grants as well to help you to fund your tuition or your books and all of that, because you're going to need books, you're going to need supplies, and you're definitely going to need to know where the funding is going to come from. All right. Secondly, you need to make sure you have your qualifications, right? And the qualifications that UTech normally asks for, they would basically be guided by the Nursing Council of Jamaica. So whatever Nursing Council says they require for student midwives to have, that's what they would require for you to have. I'm going to put up a little picture to show you the qualifications that UTech require, but I know that they normally want at least 5 subjects in CXC or in this O level. I know they normally want 5 subjects, at least 5 subjects in CXCs. It normally includes biology, math, English language, and normally 2 other subjects. I know that in the 3 compulsory subjects, so in the maths, the English, and the bio, you have to have from a grade 1 to 2, and there are the other subjects that you would need that they allow for you to have. You would need, I think you can have 3s in those, but you really don't want to have a lot of 3s, because remember that when you're applying, they would basically pick the persons who have better grades. So you'd want to have your 1s and your 2s, right? So I have my little list, because I love midwifery bad. So I am very passionate about it, and if you follow me, I will chat and go off tangents. So I have to be guided by my little list, because I don't want to leave out anything, right? So we are at number 4, and that is after you have gotten your qualifications and have gathered your qualifications, you're going to need to apply. And remember that you need to apply by the deadline, because the university normally has a deadline that they go by yearly, and you will need to apply by then in order for you to get in, right? So I don't know if UTech does this, but when I was going into midwifery school, when I was applying, apart from my application form and the application details that they took, I was required to write a essay on why I want to become a midwife. So apart from all of the whole process and the whole fill out the forms, they required me to write an essay stating why I want to become a midwife. And you know, when you're if that's required when you're writing your essay, you need to do a little research, right? Do research on who a midwife is, what are the qualifications of a midwife, what are the characteristics, and you know, this is even going to be the time where you dig deep within yourself to see if this is really what you want to do, or to see if your personality matches midwifery. Right, so you're going to write your essay. I can always do another video on how to construct an essay about why you want to be a midwife. So, you know, you're going to have proof of your qualifications. So you're going to have the CXC certificate or whatever other certificate you have to prove which subjects you have. You would also need your birth certificate, right? You're going to need your immunization card. Immunization card is a must. They are going to want to know that you're fully immunized. And, you know, remember that for midwifery, you'll be going out to do practicals and to, you know, work in the hospitals, work in the health centers, interact with patients, and they want to know that you're fully immunized against certain diseases, so that when you go out there, you don't, you know, catch anything. So they're going to want to see your immunization card to make sure that you're fully immunized against all of that. I know when I was doing my program, when I was going to school, for a part of my application process, I had to do a series of tests. So I had to do some blood tests, I had to do urine tests, I had to do stool tests. Like, yeah, I had to do stool tests, which I found very weird, but I had to do stool tests. I had to do eye test, so I had to be seen by an ophthalmologist and everything, because the profession that you'll be going into, they need to make sure that your eyes are okay, are up there. They need to make sure, you know, they just want to check everything out and make sure that you are tip-top in shape, right? Next thing now, after you have applied and sending the application letter and everything, they're going to call you in. Once you're selected, once you're shortlisted and you're selected, they're going to call you in for an interview. As I said, I did not go to UTech, so I do not know exactly everything that happened for UTech, the whole application process, but I know that it's kind of general. So they would require you to do an interview. When I was doing my interview, I was interviewed by a panel of persons from nursing council, ward managers, or nurses, midwives. I was interviewed by a panel of persons. I'm not sure how UTech does theirs, but I was interviewed by a panel of persons, and in that interview they are going to ask questions to find out about your character, your moral beliefs, they want to know your personality. They want to know like how you plan to fund your tuition, fund the education. They'll ask a lot of things. They'll probably even ask like, why do you want to become a midwife? They probably ask you scenarios. So they'll probably ask you, if a patient come on the ward and is rude to you, how you would react to that. They would probably ask you things like to see how confidential you are. They're probably going to ask you like if you have any children, a lot of stuff. They'd ask you a lot of stuff. So yay, let's say you have been accepted, right? So they accept you to midwifery school, and school are gonna start now, and let's just say the struggle let me not say the struggles, but after you've been accepted, then the real deal would have started, right? So it's going to be 4 years, yes, of hard work and dedication, right? So your first 2 years at UTech would be you doing basically non-nursing, non-midwifery courses, right? After that first 2 years is finished, then the last 2 years would be you doing nursing and midwifery courses. And bear in mind, midwifery is a very practical thing, so it's going to be a mixture of theory and also practical. So you will be rotated and assigned to various clinical areas, various wards. So in the general part of it, before you would do the midwifery wards, you will be going on the surgical ward, medical ward. So you will be exposed to various aspects of nursing or various wards, right? So after that, now they will place you on midwifery wards or maternity wards. So they will send you to practice or to train at any of the maternity units or maternity hospital. You'll be sent to various wards on the maternity unit. So you're going to get a feel of antenatal, postnatal. You're going to be sent to the neonatal care unit. You're going to go on the pediatric ward. You will also get some amount of experience on the gynae wards, and you will also be sent to health centers, the different clinical rotations, different clinics, and you will get a feel of what goes on out there in the health centers and the various wards and everything like that. So you'll have to do, I'm not sure how much hours of clinical rotations you'll do, but you have to meet a certain amount of hours or do a certain amount of hours, right? So bear that in mind. Also, in your final year of midwifery, of your midwifery course, you will be sent to the health center to understudy a midwife. You will have an operating theater rotation where you will be required to witness some cesarean sections, and you're just basically going to be getting a feel of everything that the midwife normally does, you know. You're also going to be required to, for the labor and delivery ward, which is a very vital part of your training, you will be required to observe, I think it's 20 hospital birth. So you are going to observe a midwife or the midwives doing hospital births, and you're going to observe 20 of them. If it's not 20, it's 25 observation you're going to do. After you've observed that 20 to 25 delivery, you're going to be required to do 40 deliveries, so 40 hospital deliveries. Of course, you're going to be supervised, but you're going to have to do 40 hospital deliveries. After you've done your hospital rotations or your labor ward rotations, you will be sent to the health center on what's called a domiciliary rotation, where you will be at a health center understudying a registered midwife for 3 months. So you're going to work closely along with a district midwife, and you're going to basically understudy her, and you're going to have different objectives, but essentially you're going to understudy her. You're going to do the clinics with her, and you will be required to do 5 home births, obviously supervised by the district midwife. If you don't get your 40 hospital deliveries and you don't get your 5 home births, you're not going to be able to get your license as a registered midwife, because at the end of the day, your ultimate aim would be to obviously become a registered midwife. So there's different objectives that you will have to fulfill, and I know that for me personally, when I was in my program, for the 3 months I was sent to deep rural Jamaica to understudy a registered midwife, and I stayed there for 3 months. It was one of the hardest periods in my life, like literally. It was one of those, thanks be to God, I get through the phase of my life. And yeah, but you're just going to be required to do various things, meet various objectives, right? So after you have done your 3 months domiciliary rotation, you're going to be required to do your oral and practical exam, right? And how this normally works is that you will be required to, you're going to be basically placed in front of a panel of persons, be it from nursing council, a midwife from the hospital or the health center. They basically set up a panel, and you have to be in front of the panel, and these persons will ask you various questions and you will have to answer. And that's why, yes, oral and practical. So they'll ask you a bunch of questions and ask you to describe certain, like the anatomy of certain things. So, you have to, if you're a person who you're shy, you have to work on your confidence from now if this is what you want to do, because it's a profession where even if you're the type of person who you like to stay in your little shell and you don't like to talk, once you're into midwifery, once you're a midwife, you're going to have to do a lot of talking. You can't be a shy person. You have to kind of be that type of person who you will have to talk. You'll have to educate your patients, your clients on various things. So there's no time for you to be, shy, because where it concerns patient care, educating your patients has a big part to do with what we do as registered midwives. So, baby girl, If you don't like to talk, if you're not that type of person, you're gonna have to pull out of it. You're gonna have to come out of your little shell. Alright? So start practice from now if this is what you want to do. So after you have done your oral and practical, you are going to have to sit a written licensing exam, normally held by Nursing Council of Jamaica. So the format of that exam has changed over the years, so I can't really tell you the format, but you'll be given various questions for various aspects of midwifery and you'll be required to answer them. Right? Next thing again, where the course is concerned, the midwifery course program is concerned. Alright, so even if you pass your exams at UTech, it doesn't automatically make you a registered midwife. You have to pass the licensing exam that is set by Nursing Council, because you can have a midwifery degree, you can have a bachelor's in midwifery, but because you didn't pass the licensing exam by Nursing Council, you're not going to be a registered midwife. Right? So you have to pass the exam for UTech in order to get your bachelor's, but at the same time you have to pass the Nursing Council exam for you to be able to practice as a registered midwife in Jamaica. Right? So I hope I didn't leave out anything. I think I covered everything. Alright, so please feel free to ask all your questions. Anything that you're not clear on, just shoot me a comment in the comment section. And it was really nice talking to you guys. And you know, as usual, like the videos, guys. Comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, because guess what? You don't know who may be in need of this type of information and want to see this information too, you know. So just share the videos, please. And until next time, stay safe. Love you guys. Peace out. Also, pardon me, that mosquito. No, so the mosquito, they did want to get killed. I swear.